Jinma Rides is a Chinese ride manufacturer based out of Guangdong. They've been in business since 1983 producing amusement rides and roller coasters, and today they are one of the largest ride manufacturers in the world, both by scale and revenue. Today they have clients in all corners of the world, including North America, South America, and Europe. To get to this point, they have had to evolve significantly to meet the needs of their clients, and as they have grown, those needs have changed dramatically, and they continue to change today. In this video, we'll be looking at Jinma's history and seeing what the company has been working on most recently to continue its growth. I think through this process, you will see that a company once known for copying has become one of the most innovative amusement ride companies in the world. Jinma Rides started out like many Chinese ride manufacturers in the 1980s, producing small-scale rides, games, and playground equipment exclusively for the very small but rapidly growing mainland Chinese amusement park industry. This continued through the 1990s, where they would continue to grow but on a small scale, producing carousels and other round rides for the domestic market. In the late 1990s, they would debut their first smash hit ride with the introduction of the Jinma spinning coaster. This ride's design was inspired by Western designs of spinning coasters, but in many ways is unique. The ride turned out to be the perfect mix of thrill and affordable price for the developing market. Today, more than 90 examples of the ride model have been installed all over the world. In fact, Jinma has continued to specialize in spinning coaster production throughout their entire history. Today, they have produced more spinning coasters of all model types than any other ride manufacturer. In 2007, the company was reorganized and began to expand once again. This started their first push in marketing their rides to outside of Southeast Asia and included the introduction of larger scale roller coasters. Many of these models were near exact copies of their Western counterparts. So much so that a Florida judge found them to be in violation of copyright law after a dispute with Italian giant Zamperla. This caused them to be removed from the IAAPA Expo in Orlando that year. Jinma would spend the next few years refining their designs and business strategy. It was clear to them from this experience that the strategy that had worked inside of China and Southeast Asia of producing budget-friendly clones of popular ride models would not work in the Western market. This would cause them to step back and revise their rides and plan, all while continuing to sell new ride models inside of China and Asia. This would include some innovative rides, like reintroducing the tilt coaster to the world. The ride concept had been debuted by Vekoma at a park in Taiwan in the early 2000s. But it would be Jinma who would take the concept and expand it into a modern coaster experience, opening their first broken rail roller coaster in 2016. This example is a dueling model, and it's still the only coaster of this type to do this in the world. This model would also see the debut of their in-house designed coaster trains. These would become the basis of their roller coaster division going forward. They would introduce several more new rides and roller coasters with more interesting and unique designs throughout the late 2010s. By the late 2010s, Jinma established the goal of becoming a globally prominent brand in the amusement industry. To do this, they would aim to leverage their new research and development capabilities along with their large scale created through the success in the Chinese market to be attractive to Western markets. They would launch this program by creating a new subsidiary, Noble Rides. Noble Rides is a Swiss-based company that has a few salesmen and on-site engineers. These serve as the face for Jinma's Western expansion. All designs are then sent to China, where they are fabricated in one of Jinma's several facilities before being shipped globally. Noble would launch in 2021. Along with this, Jinma would partner with long-standing but struggling American manufacturer Wisdom Rides. In this deal, Jinma would start production of Wisdom's designs for the East Asian market, and Wisdom would serve as a retailer for Jinma Rides in the US. I do find this deal to personally be a little funny, due to how aggressively American Wisdom positions themselves to be in their marketing. This partnership would go on to have huge benefits for Jinma. During this time, Jinma has continued to produce new ride models, including launch spinning coasters, highly themed trackless dark rides, high-tech and giant Ferris wheels, innovative new water rides, and even innovative flat rides. Throughout this time, they have also continued to create some close copies of Western designs, but they have wisely chosen to only market these rides to a Chinese audience, creating a separate website for Chinese sales and non-Chinese sales. Many of these copies have also become more like similar rides rather than direct copies. For example, they've innovated on the design of the suspended coaster. What started out as a plain copy of the Vekoma suspended looping coaster has now evolved into a thrilling and unique suspended coaster, with its own design that actually debuted before Vekoma's own redesign of this ride type. I had the chance to sit in one of the trains for this ride model at the IAAPA Expo in 2025, and they are very different than others on the market. The trains are also designed for ease of maintenance in mind, which is always nice to see. While there, Jinma hinted to expect a new design or redesign of the suspended coaster in the near future. To capitalize on their scale and become a globally recognized ride manufacturer, Jinma needed to grow outside of China, and in recent years, this has finally started to come to fruition. This has included providing rides for Oasis at Lakeport, a new park opening in Branson, Missouri in the US, as well as providing a new traveling suspended coaster set to become one of the largest traveling coasters in the world for a European showman. This new suspended coaster recently had some initial testing photos shown online, and it looks to be quite intense. Time will tell if these projects alone provide the legitimacy that Jinma needs to achieve their goal. Inside of East Asia, they have completed several projects for big names in the industry, including providing a roller coaster and several flat rides for Universal, as well as several rides for Legoland. These have helped to provide them even more brand credibility. This in addition to their long-standing relationships with Chinese giant amusement park chains, such as the Fantawild Group, OCT, and the Chimlong Group. By size and revenue, Jinma is already likely one of the largest ride manufacturers in the world, but they have a strong desire to continue to grow and gain international recognition. With this, we are at the present day. With several new Jinma products opening in the West this year, we may finally see what type of response that these rides generate. That being said, Jinma is prepared to grow regardless. They have been hard at work with both new concepts for their rides and their business as a whole. Starting with new rides, in last year's video we discussed the Spider Armor, a concept of a new flat ride. Since that time, the ride model has now been built and has been featured heavily in advertisements. This colorful ride promises unique ride movements that are fit for the whole family, using Jinma's recently developed restraint system. Along with this, they have debuted a new element for their shoot-the-chute type rides. This element works somewhat like an elevator lift, but allows the platform the boat is on and the whole lift to rotate 360 degrees while the elevator is in motion. The first of these rides opened at Chimlong Paradise in Guangzhou in late 2025. Other new innovations have included a 96-seat pirate ship ride, a new single-car suspended family coaster design, the first build of their previously released concept for a new generation 6-inversion coaster. This ride was designed to be a modern-day version of the corkscrew coasters of old, providing a high thrill for parks of all sizes. They've also debuted a new launched motorbike coaster with a switch track, swing launch, and spike. All of these new models showcase that Jinma's R&D is still very strong and can adapt to the needs of many different markets at once. But new rides are not all that Jinma is working on to ensure their growth. Golden Horse Fiesta is Jinma's attempt to capitalize on the growing Southeast Asian market for traveling rides and carnivals. Through their partnership with Wisdom, they have learned a lot about what makes traveling rides in the US successful and what ride models are needed. They now can offer a turnkey carnival service, meaning not only can they produce traveling rides, but a prospective showman can come to them and Jinma will design and manufacture all of the rides, games, food stall, lighting, and show elements, as well as more items needed for any traveling show, providing a one-stop shop to enter the market. Jinma is not stopping here though. Jinma has also formed a travel development subsidiary. This company looks for opportunities to invest in or open new amusement rides in high-return locations, building new rides from Jinma and operating them for a profit, literally creating their own market. This can be thought of in a similar way to how Zamperla, the only other ride manufacturer of comparable size to Jinma, operates Coney Island in New York, using it as a proving ground for new attractions as well as a driver for more consistent revenue. With all of this hospitality experience, Jinma also offers their services as a consultant to amusement park operators in order to investigate future developments and even to help fund projects that they feel will be beneficial to the park. Between these three projects, Jinma is setting themselves up for an unprecedented amount of growth. They are already one of the largest ride manufacturers, but if these ventures pay off, they could become one of the largest companies in the entire amusement industry. Jinma has positioned themselves for growth by leveraging their several manufacturing sites around China, their strong R&D team, and their ability to market to several different regions at once. This last item is the one they have struggled with the most and the one we've covered the most on this channel, but it seems the tide may finally be turning. What started out as a novelty for many of us in the West has become a serious competitor for Western ride manufacturers, and a competitor that may soon disrupt many segments of the market here in the West. A quick note on the safety of these rides, as that always comes up in the comments for these videos. Jinma has shown their compliance with the safety standards in place where their rides are installed. This has usually meant compliance with GB 8408, China's internal standard for large-scale amusement rides and devices. This standard is very focused on both ride design and fabrication quality. Much of this standard mirrors other international standards. However, Jinma claims to be capable of, and I have reason to believe they are capable of, complying with the ASTM standard F2291 and the EN standard of 13814. These are the same standards followed by Western manufacturers. With that being considered, I have little concerns about their ability to produce a safe ride, and their record in China has shown that they seem to be the safest manufacturer in the region. What do you think of Jinma Rides? Do you think they will see success outside of East Asia in the near future? Would you go to a park to ride a new Jinma ride or roller coaster? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.